Here we are at Poole. Kelly and I are just getting up, and the kids have had a wonderful couple of hours this morning playing, making a racket. It's all good. Are you daddy, are you?
Time to do some passage plan.
Last night, that's last week in episode time, we crossed the channel and we had intended on reaching Southampton, here. But instead we ended up in Poole, here, 35 nautical miles west of where we intended to be. The reason was that we went a bit slower across the channel than we had planned, in part due to encountering a bit more south-going tide than we'd anticipated. So we decided that rather than motoring to try and reach the tidal gate at the Needles in time, we would turn the engine off and have a lovely, relaxing sail into Poole. Sometimes passage planning doesn't go to plan, and that's okay. That's why, as part of your plan, you need to have a plan for the plan not going to plan and allow room for you to make a new plan. So we had, as part of our plan, a secondary Port of Poole plan.
See, in Poole Harbour, and we're about to take the tide. We get outside at 6 o'clock. And 6 hours later, we'll be in Southampton.
It was proper choppy there, but I knew as soon as we turned the corner it would be lovely and calm and serene like it is now. But I've only know that from doing it. These 10 last weeks have been absolutely valuable, incredibly so.
Here we are, coming back into Solent. This is absolutely mad. Kel and Darcy are asleep. Eric and Tilly are watching Pirates of the Caribbean 3 in the cockpit. It's so surreal. It's just dead calm in here. It's like we could be on a pond. There's just enough wind to steer by. We're doing sort of 5 knots, right? But that's mainly the flood. After all the massive seas outside Roscoff, they were huge. Channel de Four, we had big seas. The channel crossing on the way over was pretty hard on everybody. We've had a few hairy moments out on our adventure. Suddenly we come back and we're in the Solent, but right now it's literally like a mill pond. It's just bizarre. 8 o'clock at night, it's still nice and warm. I wish you guys could see what I could see, but this camera won't capture it.
We've just got back from France. Just going to relax now, do nothing. Or we could just do what Hugh loves to do, level up the chaos. We've set ourselves a challenge and we don't know what that challenge really entails until we go and look inside the locker. We have a locker here, we want to empty it because we're paying £93 a month. We don't want to pay that anymore. So now we're going to try and fit it all in the boat. Can we do it? Who knows?
I think this thing is virtually empty. There's hardly anything in here apart from generator, jet wash, a few boxes. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh no! That is not happening. Yep, all of this needs to fit into our boat. I think that's the best course of action, Hugh. Just shut it up.
So I can drive away. So I'm just having a complete clear out here in the forward cabin. It's all a bit damp. After Calvin left, we went sailing, and we didn't know that before every time we went sailing, Calvin shut the windows. So that window was open, and that was under the water at one point, I think. It's a wave, we basically the bow buried, so all this got wet down here, which is entirely our fault for not checking everything was shut before we left. Anyway, so it's not that bad, and I've been drying everything out and going to repack and restore. So that's the idea for today. Get everything sorted, and then we can unload the locker and just basically fill this cabin up with stuff, and Tilly will keep having to share with her brother. Right, I'm going to put a little fan under here. This is a gift from Chris and Chris, came with the boat. Little 12-volt fan. I'll put it under here for winter. And then turn that on a few times a week just to make sure the air's moving. in here. You're all thrilled, eh? Thrilled about this, guys. I can tell a lot of you.
Do you want out there?
Temple!
Hugh has just very excitedly told me all this wonderful storage he's created, but I'm not convinced. Storage created by taking everything out that was currently being stored.
Here I am, inside our empty locker. Everything is fitted into Esperance and actually without too much disruption. Okay, a little bit of disruption, but we've got everything in there. Everything we own is now on that boat, which is amazing, and we are completely our own little island in our own little world, which is cool. It's nice seeing some old friends again. Cam and Helen have popped over and Cam gave me a hand lifting that generator. This generator, Kelly loves how much effort I put into buying it, fiddling with it and moving it around, not actually using it as a generator.
Goodbye locker, I think we did pretty well. We now just need to find permanent homes for all of this so that we can use the boat again. We took advantage of our last few nights on Passport Escales and stayed at Ocean Village before making our way over to the Hamble. We're leaving, we've got Cam with us today. It was Halloween, so Hugh reprised his annual creative role as makeup artist. We thought we'd got away without having to do anything for Halloween this year, but the kids have an inbuilt sensor which goes off around all major celebrations, leaving us with no other choice but to dress up, carve pumpkins and take them trick-or-treating around our new local neighbourhood. You make all sorts of lasting connections to other boaters when you sail, our favourite of which has been the crew of Quay. When we first took our boat out of the water on Hayling Island in 2020, we met these guys. They were just finishing off their boat. We had a week overlap before we waved them off and then followed their adventures online. In the time it's taken us to get this far, these guys have crossed the Atlantic twice. They spent 2 years sailing a total of 15,567 nautical miles and have visited 17 different countries. They have written a blog about all of their adventures. There's a link in the description. It has been amazing following their adventures. They were living their best lives. So it was great to catch up over food and to ask for advice and share stories.
Did anyone ever fall in the water?
Their adventure is over, for now, and their beautiful and faithful boat is on the market. If we can have half the adventure that they have had, I will be happy. They also kindly gave us their dive tanks. We just need to learn to dive now. We hope that this isn't goodbye. The kids loved them, and so do we. Kelvin's coming back today.
Kelvin's coming back.
Just to get his stuff though, and to give us a lift back to Warwick because our car's in Warwick. The adventure is over for now. We've still got a lot to do, so there'll still be videos every week. We've got a lot to do on the boat to get ready to get out again next spring. We have had an amazing time, and we can't wait to get back out, can we?
We've definitely got the post-trip blues. A massive front of weather we were trying to escape last week has just spent all week here hammering the south coast. We've had up to force 10s the other day and just rained every day. I know all the Northern Europe needs this weather to replenish water stocks, but it's pretty depressing. It definitely feels like we've just come from wonderful sunny sailing life to wintry, moist wetness on boats, condensation on everything. So it's just like Oh, we've got 5 months, right? I've got to get our head down. But hang on the good side, on the plus side, Kelly has started picking up her online voiceovers. And they're going really well.
They are going really well.
You just up your prices and someone's paying her up to prices. She ups them again by the time we get to the new year and is doing the same volume she's doing now. Then we're actually into a place where it's going to start having a really positive effect on our family income and makes this life...
Makes travelling viable, doesn't it?
Makes travelling viable, so...
We've got an internet connection.
We've got an internet connection and we can do for maybe 3-4 hours in the morning of voiceover work.
And then explore.
Explore.
We love brunsploring.
Exactly, so... Yeah, this place is an absolute tip. We emptied the locker just into the whole boat and we've picked up work since then. We've been just flat out busy. And yeah, it's what it is. But Kelvin's coming here in 2 hours. He's going to give us a lift back to the Midlands where we can get our car and we can spend a week going to see grandparents and family and that sort of thing, which is going to be really lovely. So I've just got all this stuff out from under his bed. I'm piling it all up in the cockpit, ready for him when he gets here, and we'll have a bit of a tidy up so when we come back it's not absolutely atrocious. And then on the way, as we leave, I'm going to stop in and see Mark, who's made our solar arch, and I'm excited to do that this afternoon. He said it's virtually all finished, and then hopefully as soon as we get back from our little break, holiday from a holiday, which we're on, then he can fit that for us, which would be amazing. Who's just turned up?
Hey! Just to finish the job.
From Jersey.
Guy we left in Jersey.
Yeah, that's
Met in
it.
Jersey.
Jersey, oh my goodness me, it was such a... It's only over a week ago. It
only a
feels
week
like
ago.
a lifetime.
It's only a week. We've done so
Just
much.
over a week.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, you're on the video of you being you leaving us will come out with
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
Look at this, we've got a car back. Oh, just been MOT'd, 200 quid, MOT and all the work he's doing. We bought this car for 300 quid nearly 2 years ago now. It's costing us about 300-400 quid a year to keep on the road. It's an absolute bargain steal.
It's been so lovely reconnecting with friends and family, and we've been slipping back into normal life. But it's almost like our trip never happened, as it's so far removed from what anyone else has been up to. It's like we've changed a bit and everyone else has stayed the same. So it's important to keep reminding ourselves of what we are trying to achieve and why. Life is fleeting. We currently have energy and health on our side, and small kids, they won't want to hang out with us in another 8 or 9 years. So we need to keep taking inspiration from people like Porky, keep surrounding ourselves with like-minded people like Cam and H, and keep working hard to get ourselves back out there next year and give this dream of ours a proper go.